let's jump right in. We're going to dive head first this time, head first, into Fin Chapter 8, homework number 4. What three formulas are used to find G? Okay, so G is equal to the SGR, or it is K minus D1 over PO, or G is K. 3 ways to find G. So how you find G depends on what information you're given. Question 2. A company has earned a return on equity of 15%. They have a retention rate of 90%. What should the growth rate of earnings per share and dividends be? So that sounds like SGR. SGR is retention rate times return on equity divided by 1 minus the retention rate times return on equity. And so it says here that return on equity is 15% and the retention rate is 90%. Okay, so 0.15 times 0.9 is 0.135 divided by 1 minus 0.135, and that is 15.61%. That's your G. Retention, so that's SGR. All right, a company earns net income of $25 million. They have owner's equity of $15.41 million. At the end of the previous year, an owner's equity of $17.91 million at the end of this year. They paid a total of $1 million in dividends. What is their expected growth rate of dividends? Okay, so we're going to have to do some ciphering here. Okay, so the retention rate is not given to us. We're going to have to figure out what the retention rate is. So the retention rate is equal to net income minus dividends divided by net income. Okay, so let's see, total owner's equity of 17.91 this year minus 15.41 of owner's equity last year, owner's equity, and the difference in owner's equity okay is, so 17.91 minus 15.41 is 2.5. Okay? 2.5. Which means that their net income, okay, had to be 2.5 plus 1.0 that they paid out. So they had net income of 3.5. Okay, so net income, so you take the total change in owner's equity, 2.5 million, add the dividend back in, and you get net income. Okay? And let's make sure we're doing this right. They have owners. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm over calculating this. I'm making this tougher than it has to be. They earned net income of $2.5 million. Well, if they had, let's see what do we have for the retention rate? We're saying they earned 2.5. Then they couldn't have had. They had to have net income of $1 million. All right, let's stop here and think about this for a second. This is a good thing to think about. They earned $2.5 million, but they have owner's equity of $15.41 million previous year and $17.91 million at the end of this year. They paid a total of $1 million in dividends. That doesn't make sense. 17.91 minus 15.41 is $2.5 million. Okay? So then they paid a total of $1 million in dividends. Well, where did they get that from? Well, you take that out of net income. So the net income had to be $3.5 million. Take the million out, and the change is $2.5 million in owner's equity. So that's right. So the retention rate is equal to $1 million in dividends divided by $3.5 million in, the retention rate is $3.5 million, 3.5, minus 1.0 divided by 3.5. Okay? So that's 2.5 divided by 3.5, and they're retaining 71.43%. That's their retention ratio, 71.43%. Now, their return on equity is equal to 3.5 million divided by average equity, which is 17.91 plus 15.41 divided by 2. So 15.41 plus 17.91 equals, divided by 2 equals 16.66, store 1. 3.5 divided by, recall 1, is 21%. So 21% is their return on equity. Okay? So let's do their SGR. 0.7143 times 0.21 divided by 1 minus 0.7143 times 0.21. Okay? So let's 0.21 times 0.7143, and that is 15% divided by 1 minus 0.15. 15% divided by 0.85. 0.15 divided by 0.85 is 17.65%. And what is that? G, SGR. So this was a toughie. This one was a toughie. Question number 3. You had to do a lot of calculations there. I will not give you one a question on the exam that takes up that much time. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. To question number 4. If the company in question 1 paid a dividend of 35 cents last year, what dividend will they likely pay this coming year? What is the likely dividend this year for the company in question number 2? So DO equals 0.35 times 1 plus G. And in G, we didn't mean question 1, we meant question 2, is 0.1561. Okay? So 0.35 times 1.1561 is 40.46 cents. 0.40, we'll round up a little bit, 40.5 cents. Okay? Let's see, the dividend for company number 2, this is total dividends, equals $1 million paid last year, remember, let's see, we had 15 divided by 0.85. $1 million times 1.1765. Yeah. So we'll move this over and we get 1,176 and 500. We're rounding here. That's the dividend, total dividends paid next year. All right. Question number 5. Company has a required rate of return of 11%, blah, 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 what's the expected growth rate of dividends? Okay. Expected growth rate, let's see what we got here. So G, required rate of return of 11%, dividend of $1.50, that's D1, trading at $50. So G equals K minus the dividend yield, which is 0.11 minus $1.50 over 50, which is 0.11 minus 0.03. G is 0.08 times 100 equals 8%. All right. Question number 6. The company stock's trading $35. They'll pay a dividend of $1.05. Required rate of return is 12%. What is the growth rate? So it's the same kind of problem. So this is 0.12 is the required rate of return. And $1.05 is D1. And the market price is 35. Okay? So we've got 0.12 minus the dividend yield of 3%, which is $1.05 divided by 35, which is 0.03, and the growth rate is 0.09 times 100, 9%. All right, now let's do CAGR. A company has paid the following dividends: 35 cents, 45 cents, 60 cents, 75 cents, and 92 cents. What is the CAGR of dividends? So the CAGR would be 0.92 divided by 0.35 raised to the 1 over n, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 1, 4 minus 1. So the CAGR is 0.92 divided by 0.35 raised to the 1 over 4 minus 1, which is 0.2733, okay, times 100, which is 27.33%. What will their next dividend likely be? It is going to be 0.92 times 1 plus the growth rate. So 1.2733 times 0.92 equals $1.17. There you have it. All right, friends. There we go. Homework 4 is in the books. We'll take a break and we'll come back and work homework 5. Peace out. Shalom.